So you're thinking about moving to Cleburne, Texas. Well, today we're going to take a look at the pros and cons of Cleburne, Texas. We're going to look at some of the things that people really love about the area and some things that people just don't really prefer. Before we do, if this is your first time to the channel, be sure to click that subscribe button and click the bell for notifications so you'll be the first to know about any changes in the Cleburne market. We get calls, texts, and emails from people just like you every day that are thinking about relocating to Cleburne, Texas. And, whether that relocation is going to happen next week, next month, or even sometime next year, feel free to reach out to us anytime. Give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email. We love the chance to connect with you, answer any questions you may have, or just talk about some of the things that you might be wondering about the area. So let's jump in. Pros and cons of Cleburne, Texas. Well, the first pro of moving to Cleburne is it does have that historic small town charm while being really close to the Metroplex. When you're in Cleburne, you don't feel like you're in the hustle and bustle of the big city. You have lots of opportunity to own land. There are lots of properties with agricultural exemptions that give you tax breaks. So Cleburne is a hot spot for people who are wanting to live near the Metroplex, but at the same time, live far enough out where they can have some affordable acreage, whether that be for farming, whether that be for having just a few animals on the property, whether that be horses, cows, chickens, goats. It's an area where you can have a nice farm-like area, not like a major farm, but just a small operation, just for personal use. So not to give you the idea that that's the only way, or the only benefit of Cleburne. Most of the people that live in Cleburne just have typical residential properties, but Cleburne is specifically identified as a place where you have some more affordable land opportunities. There's also some great neighborhoods. The Retreat being one, just fantastic areas, huge neighborhoods that people love to even buy and retire. That is just your standard residential neighborhood with a very nice HOA, very nice community there. So Cleburne, affordable land opportunities. It has quick access, major highways, Highway 67, 287. You get very quick access. By quick access, you have primary access to Dallas, Fort Worth, Arlington, and I'm going to show you a map view here in just a bit where we're going to look at some of the streets and how you can navigate from Cleburne to these areas. You also have very quick access to Glen Rose, Stephenville, Granbury. It's just it's a city that is in a position where you can get on one street and get basically wherever you want to go without having to deviate from that road. So those are some of the big pros of Cleburne, Texas. In addition to that, you have the historic downtown. It's a nice place to visit if you ever have family in. Ice cream shop, nice coffee joints there, good places to eat and restaurants. Also, Cleburne does have some entertainment options. Skate rooms, rodeos, gun shows, equestrian events. There's all sorts of things that will be going on in the Cleburne area. Now, if you're coming from the Metroplex, entertainment is going to be seen as a con because it's not nearly as rich as what you had, in Dallas, Keller, Fort Worth, South Lake, Flower Mound. If you're coming from those areas, the entertainment is not near what you're accustomed to. So let's jump into the cons. Cons, entertainment. If you're coming from a big city, it's not going to be as much. Number two, job opportunities. Most people that live in Cleburne probably have to work outside of Cleburne in other areas because there's just limited job opportunities. Those limited job opportunities mean that you have to travel more. The expense of travel, the time of travel. Those can be some cons of living in the Cleburne area. Moving on from that, there's limited shopping. So not only do you have to go for work, but if you're wanting to go shopping, you're probably going to be traveling up into Fort Worth. You're probably going to be going to one of the malls there around the Fort Worth area. So there's limited shopping. There is plenty there, but it's not going to be near what is offered by the Metroplex. So depending on what it is you're shopping for, there's a Walmart, there's a Starbucks, there's going to be a Lowe's and a Home Depot. There's going to be plenty of stores, but it's just not going to have the variety that you're going to get, say, in Fort Worth or the Metroplex. So with the travel, there has been Highway 67, which is the primary road running through Cleburne. There has been a lot of development with that road. It has been they've been expanding it, working on it, because as the Metroplex grows, we're seeing a lot of movement happen, and a lot of travel going up and down this road, and they really need to expand its capabilities. So just as an FYI, DFW was the fastest growing Metroplex in the nation for 2021, 2022. And it was by a long shot. It wasn't even close. I think Florida was number 4 with 29,000. I think Fort Lauderdale. Dallas, Fort Worth Metroplex gained 170,000 people in that 1 year, compared to, I think New York lost like 60,000. We gained 170,000 in this Metroplex, which is a tremendous amount. What we're seeing here is a opportunity for folks to get in while this population is surging, because it looks like this is going to be the trend that continues. There was a report that came out that said the Metroplex was going to be the largest Metroplex in the nation. It's going to overtake Chicago and later New York and even areas like Los Angeles. Now, whether that happens or not, we will see. We're already pretty close to Chicago, but as we grow, that population is bound to become a factor. And so what we're seeing is Dallas has already grown to the north, Allen, Texas. Fort Worth has already grown to the north with Keller. And the opportunities for development with the Metroplex as population continues to surge is really going to start moving south and west. And so Cleburne is one of those areas. So Crowley, we've got a video out with Crowley. There's Burleson that's up there. So a part of the pro or the con, depending on how you look at it, is there's going to be a lot of traffic and a lot of work in terms of infrastructure that's going to be added into those areas as the Metroplex grows south. So as that takes place, Cleburne is going to become more populated. Prices are going to go up. Land's going to become harder to acquire. And so there might be an opportunity to get some of that 10, 15 acres if that's something that you're looking for. Obviously there's, properties that are, not acreage that are also available. So I hope you found this video helpful. If there's anything that I missed or something that you would like for me to cover, any questions you may have, feel free to give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email. We'd love the chance to connect with you. And if not, we hope to see you around Cleburne sometime.